Shalom. This is Shalamah from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopefully elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who are today you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. I pray that this lesson is edifying. The title is Books Sealed Unto the End. So these scriptures from the Holy Bible was not made to understand until the end of times. So all of these religions that were set up before then, it's not talking about the last days. We've been in the last days for a while. I'm talking about the end of time, which goes back to about 50 years from today, a little over 50 years ago. That's when the truth was finally revealed unto one great man, and other great men also taught this truth coming out of the One West. All right. So if you want more information on that, you can go to YouTube and look up One West Israelites. And you may see old videos. You'll see the men that brought this truth. Mainly Abba Bivens and King Masha and the elders and apostles of Great Millstone were pretty much the main ones that put out this truth. All right. And then you had men follow behind them, which all of this is prophecy. So we're going to go into first, we're going to go into the book of Daniel, where it talks about how the words were sealed unto the end. And that's Daniel 12:6. It says, and one said to the man clothed in linen, which was Slakia, 12:4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So it's people gaining this knowledge and wisdom right now, and it's being increased. You have people waking up every day, and it's through the prophets. It's through the prophets today telling people what's about to happen ahead of time, and also warning them who they are and what they need to do to receive salvation so they don't perish with their enemies. All right. Now let's jump over to Revelations 11, because it talks about a certain time span. We're going to start with Revelations 11, and let's look at 2. Okay, verse 3. It says, and I will give power unto my two witnesses. It's talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. All right, and it says, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. So when you add up 1,260 days, that pretty much rounds up to 3.5 years. But it's not talking about 3.5 years. It's talking about 350 years. All right, because when you read the scriptures, the numbers where it say year or day or hour, is basically talking about a measure of time, not exactly a year, day, or hour. All right. All right, let's skip down to verse 9. It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. All right, now that dead represents us not having the wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, not knowing who we are, not knowing that we are the Israelites of the Bible. Because Esau Edom had came in, who was the so-called white man, during the time of the Renaissance, whitewashed everything and went from there to destroy the Israelites, to take away their identity and to put himself up to be the chosen. But he's the wicked. And it's prophesied that the wicked was going to do that. That's why it's important to know these scriptures. That's why it's important to know who your enemy is, because he did nothing but destroy all people. All right, so it says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, verse 9, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies. It's talking about all the other nations. They're looking at us, not knowing who the hell we are. You know, people think that they Africans. They think that they from a made up land, Wakanda. They think that they from outer space, some type of aliens from Mars that used to have green skin. That's coming out recently. They think that they Egyptians. Jake is all over the damn place. You know, you so-called Latinos, some of you Latinos think that you go back to the Aztecs, which you do, and you don't have any history before then. Why? Because Esau Edom came in and destroyed all that. The Spaniards came in and forced their language and their culture on you. All right. So all these other nations watching us, not knowing who we are, and that 3 days and a half represents once again the 350 years. All right. Now let's jump over it real quick. I'm gonna come back to Revelations 11. Let's jump over to Ezekiel chapter 37. And I'm gonna kind of skip around in this because it's kind of long. It's a lot of information here. So you know, when you get the chance, if you don't understand this, go ahead and read it and line it up with Revelations 11. It says, the hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out into the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. All right. And it says, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. So those bones represents the children of Israel, and the flesh and the blood represents the truth and the knowledge. All right. And it says, I'm gonna kind of skip down this verse 4. Again, he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. All right. So a small number, a remnant of our people are actually going to hear this word. Or everybody's actually going to hear it, but only a certain few are going to actually get the understanding. It says, and thus said the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. All right. So that breath is talking about the breath of life, which is the understanding. So let's go down, because we received the skin and we received the flesh and blood, but we still didn't have the, hold on, let me go get it. Okay, verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Yeah, there was no understanding, because it was a certain time where Jake kind of had an idea who they were. They kind of had an idea who they were, but they still didn't have the knowledge and wisdom. They didn't know about the 12 tribes chart. So it says, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus said the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, and exceeding great army. All right. So when you look at those today, the prophets today, there are a lot of prophets. There are a lot of people that's awake, and you have no idea. It's a lot of people on the what they, that's. I don't want to make it sound like a bad thing, but they They kind of like in the closet Israelites. You don't know that they're awake, but they actually are awake. You know, they listen to Great Millstone. They listen to other camps that teach the same doctrine. You know, and it's people all on social media, Facebook, TikTok. You know, they're Israelites, but they're not in camps. You know, but they still put little messages out there every once in a while. And this one brother, he follows Great Millstone, I believe Chicago, and this brother do live streams every day, but he's not in the camp. You know, but he has that wisdom and that knowledge. All right, so I'm gonna continue. All right, therefore prophesy and say unto them, this is verse 12. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. All right, so that's going to happen soon. The Lord is going to bring the children of Israel back into their land. All right. So this is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that's doing all of this. It says, moreover, verse 16, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and the children of Israel, his companions. And then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. All right, so as far as the northern kingdom go, Ephraim is like the head of the northern kingdom, who are today you so-called Puerto Ricans. And Judah, which are the so-called Negroes, which are the head of the southern kingdom. You know, even though you have 12 tribes, you have 2 tribes that's over, one tribe over the northern kingdom, and one tribe is the head of the southern kingdom. All right, and those 2 sticks that's talking about the 12 tribes chart that we that you'll see posted. You'll see it posted online. You will see it. You know, we have them out when we're teaching. You know, so people can walk by and if their nationality on there according to their father's side, that'll let them know who they are, which tribe they come from. All right. It says, and join them one stick to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. All right. It says, and when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in thy hand, in my hand. All right, so this is talking about the tribes coming back together, which in Great Millstone, you literally have all the tribes teaching. It's brothers from all tribes teaching. And they may think that they from the thing about this truth is you really don't know what tribe you're in. You know, you may look like other nations, you may look like the heathen nations, but if this truth, if you're able to receive this truth, and you have that particular spirit, you know, you pretty much, you may be an Israelite, or you are an Israelite. All right, so that's talking about the prophecy of the 12 tribes chart. Let's jump back to Revelations 11. And let's jump down to verse 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Yeah, this so-called white man and these other heathen nations, they are afraid because they see us waking up. You know, we stand in great boldness. We teach this truth. We tell them that they are the wicked, and we tell our people who they are. And if you want to continue to be wicked and not keep the commandments to the best of your ability, that the Lord is going to destroy you. All right. So the law, we may not have to keep the law because of grace, but it's pleasing to the Lord to keep the commandments. It's like you showing respect. You showing love. All right. And at the end, this is going to be the end result. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Yeah, we're going to be in the midst of our enemies, those that receive that breath of life, and we're gonna ascend up in a chariot, which are what people call UFOs. Those are actually the vehicles of the angels. We're going to be saved out of this place from all the four corners of the earth before the destruction come, which America is going to be completely destroyed. And when all destruction is over, the Lord is going to bring us back down. We're going to have you heathens rebuild the earth that you destroyed, and we're going to rule over the whole earth, and we're going to rule over you and your children. That's just how it's going to go. And that's what's written in the scriptures. All right, but back to the book being sealed up to the end. So that 350-year prophecy is going from 1619, when we was originally started coming over here to this land, where our heritage and everything was beaten out of us, taken away, and we was forced to worship Jesus Christ and take on Christianity. All right. So from 1619 to 1969, somewhere around there, that's the 350 years. 1969, that's when the great Abba Bivens received the truth and started teaching the truth. All right, so I'm gonna get that in the scriptures as well. You know, even though a lot of camps and a lot of Israelites that know that they Israelites don't believe this, hey, it's prophecy and it's true. You don't have to believe it. It's gonna be revealed one day, and either you can be on the side that believe, or you can be one of those that's going to be in everlasting contempt, basically having some doubt about the truth. Let's go to Malachi chapter 4 and verse I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, remember ye the law of Moses my servant, which I commanded unto them in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord Yahweh. So Elijah the prophet coming back, that was in 1969. Well, I'm not sure when he was born, but when he started teaching the truth, that was around 1969. It says, and he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and turn the hearts of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. All right, so that's what he did. He's responsible for thousands of people waking up now. And he's responsible for millions and millions of people getting this truth. All right. So that prophecy took place right at the end of the 350-year time period. And let's go back to Revelations. Let's go to Revelations 12 and around verse 6. It says the woman represents Israel. Now this kind of jumps back and forth from 70 AD, from the time that the Roman Empire came and destroyed, came and invaded Jerusalem and Israel, and we had to flee throughout the mountains and down to Africa and all these different places. That's how people got to the west coast of Africa, because we had to flee from Israel and just keep moving, and we hid in the mountains. All right, but it says the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of the Most High, that they should feed her there 1,203 days. Now, if you add up 1,203 days, that's gonna add up to 3.5 years, which 3.5 years is taught, like I said before, going back into the 350-year prophecy. All right, let's jump down to let me see. because it talks about it again. Okay, verse 14. And to the woman there were given two wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time, a times, and half a time. That time is 100, times is 200, and a half a times is 50, 350 years from the face of the serpent. All right, so there you go again, the 350-year prophecy. That's the time that we were pretty much dead with no flesh, no breath, until uh, the spirit was put back in us along with our flesh and blood, and we're now knowing who we are. We know the prophecies. We know that we in the last hours, right at the last end of the end. We know what's about to happen next. All right. We know all these things, how to escape, how to endure, escape temptation, avoiding the mark of the beast. We know what that is. That's going to be made by a prick in your right hand, where you're going to be made. It's going to cause you to be able to buy and sell. We already know what that is. It's a device. All right. So, we know these things. We know that the nuclear destruction is going to completely destroy America. We know that Babylon the Great is America. The great whore talked about in Revelation 17. We know all of these things, all of these things, because Yahweh Bashim Shah blessed us with this spirit again. All right. And the seals of the book were loosened to the end of the days, just like written about, like it says in Daniel 12:4. All right. So I'm going to get one more scripture and I'm going to go ahead and end it. And this is going to be 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light, which in times past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which had obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Which have not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy." All right, so all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Shalom to the elect.